Hey everybody, I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the assignments for Monday since I'm not going to be there. Hopefully everybody brought their headphones like I reminded everyone to do in Teams. If you have not, perhaps you can share with somebody nearby or something like that to get the instructions, or the substitute can help you out as well. All right, so I'm going to jump into it. I'm going to try to make this as short as possible. So I'm going to display our PowerPoint for today. You have access to this on Schoology, so just take a look there. It's going to be the 4.1 PowerPoint, but I'm going to pull it up here and just walk us through it. Okay, give it a second. I'm opening it right now. Maybe I'm opening it. And there we go. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm not going to open it in like PowerPoint view. Maybe I will. Let's see if it does it. No, it's not going to do it. All right, so we're just going to go through it like this. All right, so here it is right here. We're still working on reading identities. So just like we did on Friday and on Thursday, we're looking at how you kind of created your identity through your reading past and how that can kind of lead you into what you should be reading in the future. All right, so that's what we're talking about. As always, you're going to start with your discussion. That will be found on Schoology. It's the 4.1 discussion. Just go in there and respond like always. Please do this while the substitute is taking attendance. I will try to make sure to remind him to do the same. And the discussion prompt today is think about your textual lineage and books that you have read in the past. Are there gaps in your reading? Are there spaces where books should have been? Think about these gaps and try to come up with books that might fill them. You can also comment on other readers' posts to help them. So with that last line there, so if people are like, oh, I'm thinking of this type of identity for myself, but what kind of book might fit that idea? Maybe you have something in mind to help them. Maybe comment on their posts like that. Okay. So go ahead and do that. So you can pause the video and go ahead and do that. I'll give it a second and I'm going to jump right into the next thing. Okay, so here is the agenda for today, what you should be walking through. You just did hopefully discussion attendance. There's our learning target. You're going to finish up the identity web and finding gaps thing that I believe most of you have done or started both in week 2 and then on Friday of last week. And then there's a reader response Windows Mirror assignment. That's the one that I'm going to take a lot of time walking through because I want to make sure you get this right, because that will be a classwork homework assignment. And then if there is time, there is going to be independent reading. So let's jump into it. So the learning target for today is the same one as Friday. I will learn that readers remain alert to how their identities influence their understanding of a text and how their identities can also limit their understanding. So the idea here is going to be with the windows and mirrors that you'll see here in a minute, where what we bring to the table with reading, and we can see certain aspects of our own life in it, and that would be a mirror, and we can see certain aspects of other people's lives in it as well, and that would be a window. And you'll see what I mean, or hopefully see what I mean as we move forward. All right. So the first thing I want you to do as far as for today is finish up your identity finding gaps web. And I really want you to spend some time with this. This is not a classwork grade for today, but I want you to spend maybe 10, 15 minutes trying to figure out how to expand on your web. Because we are going to use this as we kind of close down this getting back to reading unit. All right. So make sure you are doing some good work with this. I'm just going to walk you through kind of the steps that I wrote down here. So the step 1 would be grab your notebook and I find the identity web you started earlier in this unit. If you haven't started one, this is a good opportunity to do that. I can walk you through how to do that. I might take a second here in a minute to do that, or a second here in a minute, but I might take a second to do that for you here in a little bit. Step 2 would be if you need to expand on it with words that identify you, do that now. And then after that, what you're going to do is expand on your web by thinking of books from your textual lineage, the timeline that you created that fit with who you are. And lastly, find gaps in your textual lineage by looking at the identity words that do not have books associated with them. So you're going to fill in those gaps with books that you might want to read. So your table partner, your teacher, whoever, your substitute teacher or Mr. Townsend can help you think of these books. The idea here is that I want you to at least have one book you might want to read in the future. So you have all of these books that you've read that fit your identity. Try to find one gap and try to think of one book that you might want to read in the future. Okay, so let me take a step back for a second, and I do want to show you. I'm going to do this on Paint, but you're going to do it in your notebook, so it's going to be a little bit different. So give me a second. All right, so stop sharing that. Let's see. Let me try to find the Paint thing. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, so here is the Paint. So again, all you're doing is you're drawing a circle in the middle. You're going to put your name in that. And then you're going to put lines off of the side. All right, I'm going to try to put my name in here. I'm doing this with a mouse, so it's very difficult. So I'm going to put Ryan this time because it's not as hard as Richie. There we go. So there's Ryan. And like I told you last time, I would just fill this with different words that I identify with. So the first one being father. Right? So there we go. And I'm not going to do as many as I did last time. Father, and then I'm going to put runner right here because that's the story that I've been telling, that I've already started. I'm just going to put run. All right. So then I'm going to go back to my textual lineage, my timeline assignment, and I'm going to look at books that perhaps fit into these different assignment or these different words, words that I identify with. So father and runner. And I remember I said that one of the books that I've read that I really enjoyed was Jason Reynolds' Ghost. Okay. And one of the things that I said that one of the reasons that I said that I might have enjoyed that is because that book featured a track star in it. And perhaps I was connected to that book because of my history, my identity as a runner. And the same thing with the idea of father and Harry Potter. Right? With all of the parental issues throughout Harry Potter and the idea of trying to find family and all of that, Harry Potter was really connected to me and my identity. So I want you to do the same type of thing. And so hopefully what you have is you have a bunch of books that have connected to different aspects of your life, different identity, different aspects of your identity. And then what I want you to think is like, well, hold on, I really identify as this type of person. But why haven't I read anything like that? So if you consider yourself a soccer player, but you've never read a book about that features a soccer player or something like that, perhaps that's a gap that maybe in the future you would like to fill. So that's going to be that. And I don't want you to spend too much time with it, but I do want you to take some time to start thinking about it and finish that up, because this is, like I said, this is going to be something that we're going to build on as we finish up this unit. All right. So that's the first assignment for this Monday. The second assignment, let me stop sharing that and share the PowerPoint again, is, hopefully share the PowerPoint, here we go, is this assignment, not that, is this here, the Windows Mirrors reader response, okay? And like it says here on the PowerPoint, and you have, again, you have access to this PowerPoint right there in Schoology. If you open up Schoology, you will also see this as well. It's going to be in two places. It's going to be on your calendar, and then it is also going to be in the week 4 folder. All right. And so I did not put the instructions on this PowerPoint, but what you need to do is you need to access that reader response assignment, and you will see the instructions there. So I'm going to show you those instructions here in a minute. Okay. So that's where we're going. Once you finish this assignment, I'm not going to come back to this PowerPoint because I'm trying to shorten this video. Once you finish this assignment, what I want you to do is go ahead and grab your book that you've been reading and just read quietly until the substitute teacher dismisses you, or Mr. Townsend dismisses you. Okay, so that's basically the full list there. So let me walk you through, as the last thing, this Schoology assignment. All right. So let's go ahead and see where I'm at here. 1 second. Okay. display my, there we go. All right, so here is your Schoology page, your home page. You can see it's not on the calendar right now. That's because I don't have it published yet. So I'm just going to access it through the folder. So here's our week 4 folder. It's yellow now. When I click on that folder, you'll see the discussion, the PowerPoint, and this assignment. If you go there right now, you're not going to see it maybe if you see this on the weekend, but they will be available to you starting on Monday. All right, so when I click on this assignment, let me show you. Okay, so here it is. It's going to open this up, and there's the text. You're going to read through this poem titled Theme for English B by Langston Hughes. So you're just going to read through it. Below that poem are the instructions. Read the poem above and compare the author's identity to your own identity. What identities are shared or mirrored? What identities are not shared or windowed? Respond to this poem by pressing the submission button above the assignment. There should be a plus sign or something up here. I tried to look through some resources to try to see what you all would be seeing, but I couldn't figure it out, but I'm assuming it is there. If it is not, I will be available on Monday. Just send me a message on Teams. I'll try to figure it out. So respond to this poem by pressing the submission button above the assignment and creating 2 short paragraphs, one for your mirror and one for your window. Use the example below to help you. So I gave you some sentence starters right here. So for your mirror, you could say something like, my identity is shared in this poem during the line ... And then you have also have this sentence starter. This connects to me because ... Then for your window, my identity is not shared in this poem during the line ... However, I learned that ... So for these first 2 sentence starters here that I'm highlighting now, I want you to pull a direct line. All you have to do is go up here, find a line that you find is like, oh, I really identify with that. Grab that line. And anytime we do direct quotes like that, you need to put quotation marks around it. So make sure you do that when you pull those lines. The second part here is where I want you to do a little bit of work. I want you to think really hard about how it both connects to you and what you could learn by basically looking through a window at somebody else's life. Okay. And then below that, you'll see how I will be grading this. So for L4, it's 100 words total with 2 direct quotes. L3 is fewer than 100 words or fewer than 2 direct quotes. L2 is fewer than 100 words and fewer than 2 direct quotes. And L1 is did not complete or very little effort. All right, that's all I wanted to basically walk you through. If you have any questions, Mr. Townsend should be available. Also, the substitute teacher has some emails from me, so that could help as well. Or last resort, you could message me on Teams. I should be available on Monday as well. All right. Have a good day, everybody. I will see you on Tuesday. Bye.